Hello Leo, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting December 18th, 2017. And just a quick reminder for all of you out there, remember that if you ever want to get a session with me, you just need to go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. I've got a special sale going on right now for gift certificates. $65 gift certificates are $50 until the end of the year. So just a way of saying thank you for all your support and another lovely year here at Scarlet Moon. And of course, again, just follow the links below, or you can go to my website. So, what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, Leo, on Wednesday we've got Venus, planet of attraction and magnetism and harmony, in your 5th house of love and romance, Sagittarius, forming a lovely trine to Uranus, currently in your 9th house of higher education, government, legal proceedings, travel, academia, all of that good stuff. And when Venus forms a trine to Uranus here, we've got an unexpected shift, possibly in a partner or a crush, regarding a change in ideology. Now this may actually be something that is a good piece of news, especially if maybe ideologies have been a subject of, some contention or some controversy in our relationship. Sometimes these ideologies can be as simple as, family, manners, education, politics, but they could also be spiritual ideologies, and they could be things that we have a hard time reconciling on. Sometimes people can agree to disagree, some people do not agree to disagree, and some people get bothered by the disagreement. The good news is, with this Venus trine Uranus, we have some kind of peace, some kind of bread breaking going on. Something that really does cement a bond over an ideological clash you've been having with a partner or a crush. And so it's bringing a lot more intimacy in, or possibly an opportunity to explore more intimacy by seeing where we can actually connect. On Thursday, we have the Sun and Saturn in a conjunction in Capricorn, in your 6th house of work, reputation, and your physical health. And we talked a bit about Saturn going into this area in your monthly horoscopes for December, so I don't want to just drag this on and on. But with the Sun conjunct Saturn, this is definitely going to shine a spotlight on perhaps a shadow or a blind spot that you may not necessarily be aware of as it relates to your reputation, past or present, your career, or possibly even something going on with a big work project or a big work endeavor you have been hurrying yourself on and putting your nose to the grind on. This blind spot could be very vital, clearly vital, for you to take important care of, to be focusing a bit more of your energy, your intentions on how do we actually clear this blind spot and actually do some big fixes. There is an opportunity to do the big fix. It's not just going to rub the blind spot in your face and leave you there, so do not take this as a negative reading. So what's going on with your cards? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Sphinx. And the Sphinx, the prompt reads, choose your words carefully this week. Alright, when we talk about choosing our words carefully, it's important to pay attention to the fact that we may not necessarily have a mind for the group we are speaking to, the audience that we are speaking to, whether it's a close friend, a whole work crew, a social group, family gathering. And the Sphinx can say that when you choose your words carefully, make sure that you understand that everyone is basically going to hear it according to what their past experience and their personal narrative is. I can tell you right now, I have had plenty of issues in my life where I will speak my mind, and a lot of people, people who know me, but a lot of people who may be expecting something else from me, whether they expect me to be more on their level, speaking more their language, or whatever, may ask me to leave my lane for them. And this week, you may be dealing with some issues where something that you say, or something that you maybe say to the wrong person or in the wrong crowd, may prompt somebody to, let's just say, not stay in his or her lane like they should. And so it's very, very important to pay attention to what you're trying to get out there. People may be more reactive, and they may not necessarily know you as well as you think they do, and so they may be expecting you to say or do something completely contrary. Always be yourself, but just make sure the way you're doing it is in a way that doesn't allow another person to feel like, again, they get to cut you off or drive into your lane. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the 5 of Swords upright. This could be talking about that. The Five of Swords does indicate there will be most likely a clash or two at the office this week, possibly a fight, an argument. This could be something that's been boiling up for a long time underneath the surface, or something that comes as a bit of a surprise. It could go either way. Now, usually with the Five of Swords, there is a clear winner and a clear loser. The problem is that even if we are the winner, it does irrevocably change the way people look at us. Now, if that's worth it to you, there is a victory for you in it. But you may notice that even though you are the winner, there may be some people who may actually look at you a little bit differently because, again, they had maybe a false or just an inaccurate perception of who you are, even though, again, you may win this fight. You could be profiting from another person's downfall, another person's demise this week when it comes to, a rival, or possibly just somebody who you've seen as a flat-out opponent. This all can be good, but make sure that, again, that you handle being the victor differently, because there, again, all eyes will be on you to see how gracious you can be. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we have the Seven of Swords upright. We may be catching a friend or a relative in a lie, or something insincere this week. Now the thing is, with this card, I'm not seeing them lying to you. I don't see them hurting you. I don't see them going out of the way to do it to you. I'm getting a distinct impression that you are actually witnessing him or her kind of run this around another friend or a relative, okay? And it's going to be up to you to decide, dear, what are you going to do? Are you going to, intervene and be like, hey, that's not cool what you're doing to your sister? Or, I just saw what you did to your boyfriend and I don't think that's, that's not a good look. That's up to you whether or not you want to intervene. But the Seven of Swords upright is indicating that you're kind of noticing a paper trail around this individual. This will not end well if it's left alone, but at the same time, usually with this card, if you get involved, you may be getting involved to see it through the end. So I understand if you choose to let it go. Again, it's all about the lanes this week, it seems. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Fool reversed. And again, we have this issue with people adjusting to true character or changes in character. And the Fool card reverse may indicate a problem where there is sort of an issue with an evolution of somebody around you that another person is not taking well. I've seen this card show up in 1,000,001 different ways. If a person takes on a new religious faith, if a person decides that they're going to start hanging out in a different social group, if a person is, dating a new person out of their usual norm. Sometimes there is a busybody, the Fool card reversed, who takes exception to this, even though it is not his or her business. Now, this could be somebody directing this energy at you, or it could be, again, something going on where you are bearing witness to this. Either way, with the Fool card reversed, it's important to pay attention to when a person is just not willing to open their mind, or at least, hear the other situation out, and they're letting their personal narrative do too much of the talking. It sounds like their inner monologue is drowning out their ability to be a good listener. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And it looks like a lot of you Leo people may have to deal with a situation where a crush or a partner has sort of left something up in the air too long. Okay, whether it's a responsibility that they had for themselves, possibly something that the two of you had invested in together, possibly something that they took off your hands, but maybe they weren't right for the job. Sometimes we let our lover do something for us that maybe they're not equipped to do, and it's like, no, I think that's more for my friend, or that's more for my sibling, or that's more for whoever. The lover doesn't have to do absolutely everything and be absolutely everything. That's asking too much of a person. But the Wheel of Fortune reverse is saying that there is clearly a ball getting dropped here. And I think that, honestly, I'm not getting maliciousness, I'm not getting, gross negligence or anything like that. I kind of feel like they just kind of, took on more than they should. And with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, this can be avoided. That's the nice thing about this card, it can be avoided. But what is being left up in the air? What's being left up in the air will be coming back down. Whether you decide to help your crush or your partner, go and take care of it, at least get somebody looking at it, get somebody working on it, or again, get this person to finally concede that maybe it's a job better suited to somebody else. It's very, very important, okay? The Wheel of Fortune reversed is avoidable. We don't need to, on our pride or on their ego or out of consideration, let somebody fail because they volunteered to take on something that was too much for them to do. Okay? So that is your horoscope, Leo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website, integrativemysticism.com.